Sharon Everson right now. Oil just settled at a new record. What's the deal, Sharon?
The settlement, $139.64. Oil prices breaking $140 a barrel for the very first time. And even after the close here, we saw oil prices rally to a new record intraday, $140.39. So they continued to rally after the close. Ray Carbone, a veteran trader here on the floor. We haven't seen very many days like this, Ray. What do you have to say about today?
What a difference a day makes.
US hit another record high at 4.086 US dollars a gallon. Analysts attribute high oil prices to supply concerns and a fragile global economy.
Neither CFO Sam Molinaro or the CEO of Bear, Alan Schwartz, they couldn't prevent a run on the bank, which essentially occurred. Investors pulling their money, big hedge funds not doing business with them, and that's why you have this bailout from the Fed and from J.P. Morgan Chase. And the best case scenario is what they're trying to work out right now. Sources tell CNBC that senior management at Bear is actively shopping the firm. That when we wake up Monday morning, it's likely that Bear Stearns will not survive as an independent firm. The firm that I...
And the bell has sounded, bringing to a close an extraordinary day on Wall Street. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the closing bell. I'm Maria Bartiromo. Today in London, the rescue of Bear Stearns dominating the entire trading day on Wall Street, leading the market lower right from the get-go. Tonight, the Dow Jones Industrial Average finishes the week and the day with a decline on the session of 191 points. Another ugly day for stocks. S&P 500 today giving up 27 points, more than 2%. And the NASDAQ Composite losing 2.25%, a decline of 51 points. Bear Stearns today leading the tumble on Wall Street. The stock plunging 45% after the New York Federal Reserve and J.P. Morgan agreed to provide an emergency financing to the Wall Street firm. Take a look at the stock trading. It was fast and furious. It finishes today at $29.75. That is a whopping loss of $3.5 billion in market value today alone. The number is even more dramatic when you're looking at the company over a 3-month period. There it is, down $8.9 billion, roughly 68%. The market cap loss, nearly $9 billion in a 3-month period.
Today's hearing examines the collapse of Lehman Brothers, which on September 15th filed for bankruptcy, the largest bankruptcy filing in American history. Many experts think Lehman's fall triggered the credit freeze that is choking our economy and that made the $700 billion rescue necessary. Over the weekend, we received the written testimony of Richard Fuld, the CEO of Lehman Brothers. Mr. Fuld takes no responsibility for the collapse of Lehman. What's fundamentally unfair about the collapse of Lehman is its impact on the economy and taxpayers. Mr. Fuld will do fine. He can walk away from Lehman, a wealthy man who earned over $500 million.
Right now, breaking news here. Stocks all around the world are tanking because of the crisis on Wall Street. Pauline Chu is in for Jennifer this morning. I can't imagine how jittery the nerves must be on Wall Street for that open.
Well, I can tell you already that the Dow is expected to open down 300 points this morning, Robin. So that gives you an indication of how jittery the markets are. This is such a blow to investors, whether you're a big trader or whether you have a 401k. And we're waiting for the market to open in about 2.5 hours. So we'll see how this plays out. Around the world, both Asian and European shares are sharply lower. Asia's biggest stock exchanges in Japan and Hong Kong are closed, but every market open is in the red. India down down 5.4%, Taiwan down 4.1%. Same story in Europe. German shares are off 3%, London down 2.7%, and U.S. stocks could open lower by 300 points, as I mentioned earlier. And this is all because we're waking up to two fewer investment banks on Wall Street. Lehman Brothers has filed for bankruptcy, and Bank of America is taking over Merrill Lynch in a $50 billion deal. So during all of this, the Fed is trying to calm investors. For the first time in nearly 100 years, it's loosening lending rules, making it easier for banks to borrow money from the Fed. The Fed also holds a meeting tomorrow, and they're expected to leave interest rates unchanged at 2%. But now economists think we could see a rate cut in the coming weeks because of everything that's happened. And a quick note on the huge bailouts for mortgage companies Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. The government now says departing CEOs will not get the golden parachute in their contracts. They could have received in total up to $25 million. And Robin, when we did this story last week, there was immense outrage from our viewers on taxpayer dollars going to the company CEOs as they leave. So now it looks like this will not happen.
All right. Thank you so much, Pauline. Appreciate it. And we're going to be watching to the Dow futures to see how the markets are expected to react to this word that two of the biggest firms on Wall Street are no more. They're kaput this morning.